fellas, welcome to the show. As you can tell, I'm outside getting some sunshine, as I talked about. Looks like Dukes in a Facebook group finally came to the realization that hoe chasing takes a lot of energy. He said he's retiring from that because he wants to work on his business. As I told you guys, that's how you want to run your game. Hoe chasing takes a lot of fucking time and energy. Same energy you could be using to start your private businesses, to get yourself ahead in life. I mean, who the fuck wants to chase after a bitch? Let that bitch chase you. That's what I say. And of course, I always go back to the truth of the game. When that's how the game works, I don't see how you could do it any other way. Now, some guys are waiting for this top of the game thing, just an excuse to hoe chase. My my goal and hope is that when they get there, they realize, what the fuck for? They're chasing me. So, congratulations, Dukes. Another brother in the Facebook group woke up to the fact that he had the game inside of him. And when you realize you have the game in you, that means you have a special sight. You have the ability to see. When you see behind the bullshit females put on you guys, they paint their nails, push up bras, tight jeans, short skirts, then you realize what chumps and suckers you've been. That's their bullshit they're using to get you to bow down and chase after them. I'm glad I had the opportunities in my life, so it just came natural to let females choose me, chase me, in teaching fitness classes and shit like that. I was telling Jovina the other day, I miss having 65 women in a gym, and the majority of them want to have sex with me because I'm the instructor. I'm that big black motherfucker that tells them what to do. Women like taking orders, by the way. Okay. I've had women tell me they've had dreams about me in my aerobics classes. Of course, my personal training clients also. They have nightmares, actually. one one female actually bought me a whip one year for my birthday. That's how deep her fantasies were going. This Mexican chick. Uh, so I'm grateful that I started off in that direction. Kind of like Grease, he started off in a different direction. I think he said he came in backwards. I don't consider it backwards to learn about the whole energy of how everything works. Because everything, when you break it down, it's all energy. They even talk about the energy of money. Money has an energy to it. So, props to Grease for coming in actually at the top. He didn't start off datey shit and get all that bullshit filled in his mind. Although he did say he read he tried to read the book The Game and threw it down. Just like I tried to read when I was on the Pimps Network. I actually ordered this book and I threw it across the room. Space Age Pimping by Paradise. Now you can still find that book at Amazon.uk, I think. I don't know, but it was more of a cuckolded, effeminate type of shit. He talked about going on a date and the bitch brought up who's paying, and he got mad and took a note in half and threw it down the table and pranced off. See, I don't do my game like that. I tell the bitch to pay for my food. The worst thing you do is go on a date and not set up who's paying in advance. A lot of guys make that fucking mistake. If you don't set up in advance, then you pay. Let's put it like that. Don't talk about paying half after you done the whole deed. If you're going to pay half, set it up in advance. Okay? The reason why a lot of guys do that because they're scared. You're fucking chickens towards females. This chicken shit has been programmed into you knuckleheads. Afraid to tell a woman to buy your food. What kind of fuck is... Never mind. So the brother who has the game said he had the game in him, and he's ignored it, ran from it. Time to let it grow. Let your sight grow. When you when you see the truth behind women, then you realize you've had power over women this whole fucking time. I look at Dukes. He was a hoe chaser. And don't say you weren't Dukes. Come on. And he never got to the level where he owned a bitch, owned a female. He was still a struggler. This is all hoe chasers are strugglers. You struggle. They really struggle to get some ass. You guys know what I'm talking about. You guys listen to me who are hoe chasers. You struggle to get some ass. Congratulations to Strahinja. I told Strahinja he was better than average looking. He made a point out that I just had sex for the first time. He was a virgin, and it wasn't with a fat chick. It was with a hot girl that's cool. He had that potential in him the whole time. Like I said, some people do need to start at the bottom. I don't know why you guys get the idea that it's got to be with a fat chick though. I discussed this the other day. How I was at the Portuguese Hall and saw these, cute little nerdy chicks. If you're a nerd, come on, admit when you're a nerd. Go for a nerdy chick. You have long discussions about Star Trek shit and go to Trekkie events and stuff like that. Dress up in your Trekkie outfits. But it's stupid for someone with one of those Loctite minds. They're Ben. It's stupid for someone with that kind of mind, engineer type, IT. Really, you've seen those guys. If you're not one of them, you probably don't recognize yourself, but you've seen them. These guys that have no sense of humor, or it's a weird sense of humor, quirky, but they're like straight ahead. You didn't dot your I, man. It drives them crazy when you don't dot an I or cross a T. If your grammar isn't structurally perfect, they're grammar nerds. Ben, they're usually they're grammar nerds. And it makes no sense for these types of guys to go for normal chicks. As Ben has learned. And I'm not making fun of you, Ben. I think you said that when you did that blast out thing. I'm trying to teach other people from your mistakes. As you guys recall, I said a chick wrote him that 99% of the time he says something wrong. That's what happens when you try to communicate with normal chicks and you're not, you're up here. They're down here. They are down here mentally. You're up here. You're solving equations in your head. I don't know what you guys think about. What? Quasars and black holes and shit. Why you sitting there talking to? I don't know. But you're up here. They're down here. Their thoughts are different than your thoughts. You don't fit together. If you think you could get a fucking lay, you can forget it. Unless you could fool her into thinking that you're one of them when you're not. Okay? I'm watching my kitten, or actually she's a fucking cat now. Full-grown cat. Walking down the streets, strolling like he owns the goddamn place. Gonna chase every fucking cat away from him. Now you feel like he's king of the castle. That's what I get for being very aggressive with them. Yep, he's going to their house. There's a Indian house over there. They got a lot of stuff on the lawn, like object things and people, stuff, all over the fucking lawn. And he likes that house for some reason. They have a nice big ass truck though. Get back on point. Sorry. I'm gonna not make this show too long for you fellas. You guys who are struggling, who have no pussy, isn't it time to quit? To wake up? I've been beating this against your heads for a long time. Wake up. Take the red pill. Once you take the red pill and admit, okay, all right, Supreme. Yeah, women do the choosing. I've been raised in a Europeanized society that, we're used to just raping women and beating them over the heads. Okay, forcing them and all that kind of shit. I admit it. Now, from there, back engineer, like I told you to. Like a lot of people are starting to do now. You hoe chasers, you pussy beggars, as that one UK black dude used to say. Pussy beggars. I'm not gonna beg for a bitch's pussy. That's why I get to own the bitch. You see now Jovina treats me. And you guys think, I've had people try to model that while they're still hoe chasing. One person in particular, it blew up in his face. Because he started the wrong way. You start with chasing, she's not going to be able to flip that script. The way you start's the way you finish. These females, you present yourself one way, they try to switch up, it just heads for a train wreck. Okay? You start like a ruler, like a leader, and that's what you get. And the way to that is not through pussy begging. Start like a pimp. I don't mean pimp like pimping bitches out. Have that pimp mentality. The pimps see the truth of bitches. That's why they get to rule them. I mean, when you could have the power to send a bitch out there to the streets, and that's something I've never done. I've never sent a bitch to the streets. I organized parties. I had mine dance, and then talk to the guy in charge of the party. Hey, she's available. Line you guys up. They want to hit. Okay. I'm looking at trucks that drive by because I'm gonna probably buy a new truck. I'm gonna be on the road real soon, hopefully, because I got to get out of Sacramento for a while. Well, first of all, I got to do some spiritual healing. When I have problems, I seek out people that know about something that I need to know about. One area that I don't know anything about is the spiritual area. I've stayed away from that. But I do know the area of energy. So I actually have been experiencing some things in my own life on the spiritual area. And I don't know anything about African spirituality. But I went to my boy Greece, whose grandmother filled his head up with some good knowledge to explain what's going on and see if we can come to some type of answer. And bam, he popped it right out. Females walking down the streets. If a bitch ain't got a car, you can't be Captain Save-A-Ho and save her ass. Go for females that got their shit together. Because all you're heading for is more issues and more problems. Just like with dudes. That's why chicks do that. If you ain't got a car, we ain't fucking. Okay? You do the same thing. Reverse the game. That's what the shit is about, is reversing the game. They pull the game on you, fellas. No, they get you to chase them. You hold chasers, you pussy beggars. You chase women. You see her and she's hot and you run up to her like a dog. And that's all you get. It's treated like a dog. When a girl puts you on pussy timeout, you know you're a fucking dog. I'm not even going to licking pussy. Like a dog. That's even the black community now. I was talking to Sharmar, a dude named Shamar last night. I didn't realize Facebook could make video calls. There was a fella on his group, a white guy, posting about Trump's not a racist. I hope you guys see the bullshit. When you have game, you can see the truth. Okay? When you have game, you can see the truth. And yeah, Trump is. All you gotta do is look at the man. You can see it. So I contacted, the dude, Actually, I wrote some words to the motherfucker, and then I said, what's this dude doing in the group? And then I got a phone thing. Weird things started happening on my computer where it started ringing and shit. I didn't know about that shit. I go to Facebook, to my profile, and I post stuff. Sometimes mistakenly inside the Facebook group, and sometimes deliberately. I guess I should learn more about it. So I missed it, and I said, okay, well, let me try this. And I called him back, and we had a little talk last night. Oh, fellas, I don't give up my phone number. Okay, I don't give up my phone number. I don't do personal emails in my business e-box either. You know, if you want to get my time, you got to buy my time. That means get a consultation. Okay? If you want to moan my time, answer your questions, buy it. Don't treat me like a piece of shit. If you want advice, buy my time. Because my time is valuable and important to me. Don't disrespect me. All right? I need to get that out there because I had a blocked fucking number of all things called me for a couple days. Like, I'm going to answer a blocked number? Are you fucking kidding me? I don't answer long distance numbers either. I don't answer my phone. I use my phone just so the guy who's watching, who's probably did that. I use my phone for business. Okay, that's my clients and my family, and I don't talk on it. I text. All right, just so you know. So you're not gonna get me on the phone for some long, deep conversations with you. Wasting my time without paying for it. I don't think so. Now that I got that out the way, I get all kind of stuff. I had guys, just looking me up on the internet. Just realize you probably see. Let me see. Nope, you can't see the address of this house. Good, because there are guys that probably try to look this shit up and start sending me mail. Help me. I want to help you, but you got to go through the steps. Okay. Now back to what we're talking about. We're talking about the game. The fellas that hoe chase. And I've talked about this to death. There are a lot of guys, they get it. They got it a long time ago. They're tired of it. But we still have people that just don't wake up to you guys. They just don't wake up to the truth. Reminds me of somebody on my fucking forum asked, can I get a reduced cost? My shit's only $5. Because I only want to go to one section of the forum. I think it's the admin section. That was just insulting. That's just fucking insulting. Just told him no. That was bad. I first wrote bad words and I realized, shit, I can't be. That's who I actually naturally am. I learned to clean myself up for the internet. You guys remember I used to rant all the time and cuss and shit like that? Because I was dealing with Caucasian fellas, I watered myself down to fit mainstream. So anyways, you pussy beggars, you will realize eventually you get tired. Even instructors get tired of it. Or guys that were good, they get tired of chasing, so they want to say, fuck it, I'm tired of this shit. Find a girl, settle down with her, and then they want to become instructors. Okay? Teach what they've learned. And one thing they should teach is that, all that hoe chasing was some tiring ass shit. When they could have been working on their businesses. They could have been working on themselves. Let's say the hoe chaser decided to go back to college and take a nighttime class. If you got your shit together, there's going to be chicks in the nighttime class. And they're going to be feeling you. Did he have to chase? No. He's in the class learning. And of course, he's walking out and the bitch going to start stepping up to him. Instead he's out there, running everywhere, sarging. A lot of negativity. I don't do the negativity shit. I'd rather have you guys have a positive thing going on. As positive as possible. There's some cats that don't speak. This kitten, a cat, and the one that's down here, this from her brother next door, uh, they don't say a word. They don't speak. Whereas that fat bastard one, he talks his goddamn head off. Yeah, the silent ones are more telepathic because he looks at me and expects me to read his mind, know he wants to go outside or whatever. So he's learned to use body language. He'll look at me and then turn his head towards the door. Look at me, turn his head towards the door. That's pretty fucking smart for a brain that big. A brain like that big. And you guys with the bigger brains still can't figure the fucking game out. Interesting. And we call ourselves the intelligent species on the planet. How smart are you really? Well, you still can't figure this fucking game out. Now, my style of teaching is for teaching guys to own pussy, to be the leader. I don't believe no equality shit. You know, I don't do no what is that? Submissive shit. There are males who are very submissive, and they know that. Like Greece keeps running into these white guys who are cockolds. That means they like to see their wives get fucked by BBC, and they're submissive, they're feminine. Unfortunately, because of the agenda of feminization, it's hitting the black community now. We have saggers, don't realize that shit's some homosexual shit. We have femme bots running around. One just walked by. Very tall, feminine, skinny black kid. I think he's gay. I love talking shit loudly around those fucks. I told you guys when I was doing that boot camp, I was at Caesars in Las Vegas. I was talking to Josh about something to do with homosexuals, and Caesars, do not go to Caesars, especially in the fucking steam room. That's a fag hangout. One white motherfucker, excuse me, one white gay dude, I guess he was gay, said you can keep your fucking mouth shut. I forgot what I said to him, but he got down, ran to get the security. Security already sized me up when I got in there. He didn't even come. He didn't even come down there. And this old, no racial, this old guy got up and left too. I didn't say anything bad about gays either. That's what's, that told me, get the fuck out of my business. I'm talking to my boy here. Oops, sorry. Pablo? All right. I'm out of here, fellas. I got to go train some clients. I didn't work out this morning. And where's that? You guys have a good day.